How's it going? Hope you're doing well. And today we're going to be talking about TCG Player's newest article for the week of October 1st, 2024. And it is the biggest Pokemon movers and shakers of the week. So every 2 weeks or so, TCG Player releases an article on data of some of the top performing cards in Pokemon and some cards that seem to be falling off and rather rapidly. So this week we got a lot of movers in the upper direction, and we're going to be starting off with the Eevee illustration rare from Twilight Masquerade. So definitely Eevee is a popular Pokemon, and Twilight Masquerade is absolutely taking off. It's looking to be the strongest Scarlet and Violet set so far that we've seen. And so if we look at the Eevee right here, it's been performing pretty well lately. Some of those PSA 10s and even PSA 9s, PSA 9s go for like $50. PSA 10s are going for like $150. But if we look at the data from the past 3 months, you could see that the Eevee opened up relatively low at about $39, $40. It shot up in July to $61, quickly fell to $41, and has been leveling out and slowly leveling out from $50 to $47 to now $44. So it looks like in the past 3 months, it's been staying relatively stable at around $54 to $44. I think that's, really good for this card because, there's a lot of illustration rares in Twilight Masquerade. The set's pretty large and the pull rates are difficult. So it looks like that Eevee is coming back down to earth and is settling at a relatively stable price point at around $44. Maybe we'll see it drop to $35. We have yet to see that, but currently a $44 card. And Twilight Masquerade continues to go up, so we'll see what happens with the Eevee. Next, we have the Jolteon VMAX promo card, and I actually have the Jolteon. I used to have it back there, don't have it over there anymore. I guess I put it away and put a different card out there. But I recently got a PSA 9 for about $39. And look at how this card has shot up. If we look at a year ago, it looks like this card was stable from October 23rd to about April 2024 at around $23. So that's about 6 months of staying at around $23. We could see right here in May it shot up to $47. Probably with all the Sword and Shield hype, and all the evolutions were doing well from Evolving Skies, and these promos from those collection boxes were selling pretty well. Now it looks like it's starting. It fell from April to July, and is selling pretty strong at around $31, $32, and is starting to tick up in the upward direction. Now at $38, so a $7 gain in the past 3 months from August, $31 to $38. You could see that in the past month, it definitely is starting to shoot up and is now selling for $38. So really cool for the Jolteon VMAX. It's one heck of a promo card and definitely worth picking up at around $30 to $40. So we'll see how high this card can go for a while. Maybe it'll level off and stay at $38, or maybe it'll go back to $32. But it's performing really strong lately, and it's up big time from a year ago when it was selling for $23. So really great for that Jolteon VMAX. Definitely an awesome promo to pick up. Here's another big time mover. Shrouded Fable, was either hated or loved by people in the community and by investors. Probably not the best investment because those ETBs are really cheap now. You can get them for like $30 on the secondary market. But we do have some good news for this Dusknoir. It upon release, it was selling for about $24, and then it dropped down to $14 in September. And now that we're getting into October, that spooky season, it has shot up to $27 in the past month. And so that is almost a $10 gain in a month. So this Dusknoir is performing really well. In September, it was selling for only $15, and now it's starting to get really popular and selling for $27. Honestly, I think it's a really cool artwork. I was able to pull the Houndoom, didn't get the Persian, but I got 2 Cresselias, and this Dusknoir is now starting to take off, and the pull rates on Shrouded Fable are absolutely horrible. So if you've had any experience opening those, like me with the Kingdra boxes, really hard to pull the chase cards you're looking for. So good news for the Dusknoir. It's performing really well. Next, we have the Charizard EX. I actually traded this card along with other singles that I had for a bunch of Twilight Masquerade sleeve booster packs. Now they restocked those booster packs, so I think I got the trade for $4 each. But I digress. This Charizard is doing really well. If we look back from the data a year ago, it was kind of volatile for a while, selling for $36, $30, $36, staying relatively good at $36 for the past 6 months, dropped down to about $32 and selling for $36 again. So pretty volatile card. The pull rates on Pokemon 151 I hear are harder now with those booster bundles being released. I'm hearing that, it's kind of hard to pull the chase cards you're looking for the set. That may or may not be true, but Charizard is a super popular Pokemon, and this EX happens to be a really good artwork of the card. So good news for the Charizard. It was selling for the past month at around $35 and shot up to $40, now around $36. If we look at the past 3 months, $32 in July, now selling for $36. So the Charizard is doing pretty good for the full art Charizard from 151. Next, we have these special illustration rare Blastoise. I pulled this card, maybe like 5 months ago, and then sold it for around $45. It did have a nick on like 2 edges. The print quality on Pokemon 151 wasn't really good during that first wave of products. But nonetheless, the Blastoise EX, maybe I should have kept it because it's performing really well these past 3 months. It was staying pretty stable and was trying to find its way to $51 and finally has surpassed $51 in the past 3 months and is now selling for $56. So it's really good growth for the Blastoise EX. It shows that it's a popular artwork, definitely a popular Pokemon, and it's performing really well, especially with only booster bundles being restocked. We haven't got Elite Trainer boxes in a while since people were able to find them at like Costco's and at other big box stores. The Blastoise performing really well. If we look at a year ago, you were able to get this card for about $46, $43, and now it steadily has made its way from $43 to $56. So that's really good news for the Blastoise, and in the last month is continually going up in value. So that's really good. It's definitely a really hard card to pull, and one of my favorite cards out of the starters. Actually, it's my favorite, more than the Charizard and more than the Bulbasaur or than the Venusaur. Next, we have the little Pidgey from Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames had some of the easiest pull rates, but it's one heck of an artwork, and it's this artwork and all the three evolutions are done by the same artist, so it kind of has that cartoony vibe. But man, in October 2023, you could get this card for $3.60 all the way up until April 2024. You could still get this card for $3 to $4. But in the past month since July, this card has seen some really good healthy growth these past 3 months and has now gone up to about $8 in value. So we'll see if it stays at around $8 or goes back down to $6. But nonetheless, this card is doing really well this whole year. It's just been steadily rising. And that's good news for Obsidian Flames because those pull rates were really easy. I don't think too many people are opening up Obsidian Flames anymore. So it could be a good Charizard set to hold for the future. Next and finally, we have the Deerling. It also has an evolution counterpart of the Sawsbuck. But let's see this card right now. In July, was selling for about $4, $5. And then if we look at this past month, it's gone from about $6 and has made its way up to $7. So nothing too crazy for this card, but it has increased in value in the past 6 months ever so slowly. It's not the biggest chase card, right, from Temporal Forces, but it's one of the nicer artworks, and it looks like a lot of sales have been made for this Deerling. But that's all I have for the movers and shakers of October 1st, 2024. Thank you, TCG Player, and thank you to Corbin Hosler for making this list and sharing the data with us. All right, thank you everyone. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.